Hello, everybody. We are the Joe Pandas. Our team consists of Nancy, CJ, Alyssa, Philip, Emily, me, and Sankhya.
What is our topic? With all the controversy around Asian Americans, as a group, we were more passionate about Asian interpretation and how they are portrayed in the media. We are going to compare how Asians were interpreted in the past and how they are interpreted in modern day while comparing the different deceptions. We will be showing how Asians are presented and accepted in a certain way through media.
We chose two movies to represent this: To All the Boys Ever Loved Before and Never Have I Ever. To All the Boys Ever Loved Before, Lara Jean, a high school girl, writes letters to the boys she's infatuated with, but keeps them in her closet instead of mailing them. Things change when her sister discovers the letters. Never Have I Ever, a traumatic year, a first generation Indian American student wants to improve her status at school, but friends, family, and feelings don't make it easy on her.
In the movie To All the Boys I Loved Before, Lara Jean has had four main love interests. The first one is Josh Sanderson. He is Lara's childhood crush, who also dated Lara's older sister as well. And then we have Kenny from camp. Kenny was seen to be a hero, very kind and very caring towards Lara, in which she grown an interest for him, but he did not reciprocate the same feelings. Our main love interest in this movie is Peter Kavinsky. We also have John Ambrose, who shows up at the end of the movie, who has always had feelings for Lara and wanted to ask her out to the middle school's dance, but sadly had to move away. Later on, they rekindle in the second movie.
What's important here is that none of these love interests are Asian. Although Lara Jean is a Korean American girl, every single person she romantically gravitates towards is non-Asian. Not a single Asian male character is even presented as an option. When Asian women repeatedly only fall for white men on TV, it shapes expectations in the real world. It reinforces the idea that Asian men can't be romantic leads, can't be desirable, or can't be the one. Researchers have studied this. A 2024 analysis by Lei and An found that some Asian American women intentionally exclude Asian men from their dating pool, which is influenced partly by how Asian masculinity is portrayed as weaker or less attractive in media, which is exactly why representation matters.
And here's a video for Never Have I Ever.
Grade dork. His friends won't hang out with him, and one even called him Dork Cousteau.
I want you to take Raya-san with you.
Maybe we could tell everyone he's my cousin.
I see an Indian guy coming through the door, but he definitely does not look like a dork.
Oh, shit.
Throughout the series of Never Have I Ever, we are introduced to the main character Davy and her love interest, each with a different background. In the previous clip, we can see the two consistent problems that are often linked to the lack of Asian love interests in films. First, we see Davy struggle with internalized racism shown throughout her stereotypical comments on her potential love interest, Nirdesh. Second, Davy shows the common recurring issue of racialized sexual discrimination. She denies her love interest because of stereotypes, but gives him a chance when he turns out to be conventionally attractive. But in the end, he's eventually written out of the story. Even though we get to see Davy explore her relationship with other characters, there is always a problem or barrier between them, ultimately leading her to fall in love with Ben, the only white love interest.
This is something we see repeatedly throughout Mindy Kaling's filmography. Most of Mindy Kaling's projects she's in and created has a pattern of Asian women or women of color's love interest being a white man. For example, you can see Mindy Kaling or an Asian woman in Never Have I Ever, The Mindy Project, Late Night, and College Girls, love interest being a white man, even though in her movie and shows the white man love interest acts like a jerk. This feeds into the stereotype of Asian women fetishizing white men and vice versa.
So why are these stereotypes harmful? These portrayals reinforce the stereotype that the ideal love interest for an Asian woman is always a white man. We see this in the so-called Oxford study, a term used for Asian women white man couples. But there's no equivalent for Asian men with white women. Instead, Asian men are often portrayed as undesirable or weak, and when they do date white women, it's framed as them being lucky. Since the 19th century, Asian masculinity has been portrayed as effeminate, while white men are seen as the ideal or peak masculinity. At the same time, Asian women have been hypersexualized and fetishized. These portrayals perpetrate unfair dating stereotypes and stop people from being seen as individuals worth dating, but rather they're extreme stereotypes.
Much of the current Asian American films contain an Asian female and a white male love story. In the past, many production companies whitewashed the whole cast. It's gotten a lot better because producers like Jenny Han. Jenny Han fought for an Asian female lead in To All the Boys I Loved Before. Every production company that wanted to do a TV show adaptation of her book wanted to whitewash the cast, mainly whitewashing the female lead. The production that accepted the Asian female lead was Awesomeness Films and Overbrook Entertainment. Like Jenny Han, we should stand up to companies and higher-ups in films to not fit a stereotype, but break it, creating a new bubble filled with diversity and love tropes.